everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Andrea, and in today's video I will be planning for August. Before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you for everyone's patience. My husband started working again this summer after being unemployed for a long time, and it's been something to adjust to here at home. I'm so proud of him for fighting for so long. I touched briefly on this in my previous video, but the job market here in Sweden has been really bad over the past couple of years, so him now being offered not one but actually 2 jobs after having applied for well over 400 is amazing. I just quickly wanted to show you the theme I ended up doing for July anyway. I decided on a purple floral theme. Originally I was thinking lavender, but in the end it ended up being closer to some sort of a cross between a lavender and maybe lupines. Overall, I didn't have a lot of time, so I skipped the page for planning workouts and used the same workouts I had in June. I really liked this theme though. It was quite simple, but at the same time very cute. Then here we are. Sadly, for some reason, my camera wasn't recording when I did title spread and the beginning of the coming spread. I didn't realize until I paused to check something else, and then I saw the camera had stopped recording about a minute and a half into the first clip. But I decided on a blueberry theme for this month. The quote I decided on reads, "Let the sunshine of August inside you to shine your brightest." Just because August is nearing the end of summer here, the sun is still very warm and the evenings long, so you can enjoy them a bit more because it's not as soul-melting hot outside. So we continue on with the weekly spreads. As usual, I use my Dutch doors, and as you can see, I've already added some blueberries to the side, as well as the month and a border to the page. I decided on blueberries because it's one of my favorite berries or fruit, and in early to mid-August, the forests around where I live are usually filled to the brim with blueberries. However, what I and many other Swedes call blueberries are actually not what everyone else calls a blueberry. They are from the same family of plants, but they are actually called bilberries. The difference between a blueberry and a bilberry is that bilberries only grow in the wild, they can't be planted and farmed. The plants are overall much smaller and only about 30 centimeters high, and the berry is a deep dark red on the inside. The blueberry, on the other hand, is a much larger berry. The plant or the bush also grows to about 1 to 4 meters high, and the berries are pale green on the inside. They taste a bit different as well, as the bilberry is a bit more tart and aromatic, while the blueberry is milder and more sweet. So while growing up with blueberries, I was used to always have to pick them in the woods by the end of summer, and then we froze them or made jam for the rest of the year, if you didn't buy them frozen or prepared in the store, but you could never buy them fresh. So when you bought fresh blueberries at the store, it was always what we called American blueberries, which is what most of the rest of the world knows as a blueberry. I finish up the spread with a border and then I move over to my movement spread. I wanted to bring back the full spread with the workout plan again because I like to shift my workouts around a little. When I draw in the blueberries, or maybe I should just call them bilberries, I start with the light red tone purple base and then add some shade and detail with the darker purple. After that, I go in with a deep blue on top of it. These are brush pens and water-based, so you have to be a bit more careful with the paper so that it doesn't take too much damage. So I try to not go too many layers on the same spot with the light and purple colors. I did this in hopes of the underpainting changing the shade of the blue a little. In real life, you can see this more clearly, and sadly it doesn't really translate well on camera. However, you can still see some of the shading, and the berry ends up having a bit of a warmer hue instead of the straight blue. I draw in the stems and the leaves with a deep green and go over the leaves twice in some areas for some more depth. The bilberry bush grows quite low to the ground and technically have more rounded leaves than what I've drawn here. During the end of August and especially in September, the bush leaves also turn to a beautiful deep red with the changing season. After finishing up the deeper greens, I also go in with a slightly lighter green to add more dimension before I go over everything with a white pen and add some additional details with a purple and then also a deep maroon color. I'm not gonna lie, balancing having a baby into everyday life has been more difficult than I thought. She is also going through that 8-month separation anxiety phase, where some days I can't really put her down without her wanting to be in physical contact with me most of the day. So workouts have been a bit on the back burner. However, I have been walking a lot more with the weather being nice and especially days when we haven't had heat waves. I've also enjoyed doing longer walks in the past couple of weeks, and I feel like both me, the baby, and the dog has been enjoying our local area a lot. We do live close to a really big lake with a beach walk, and with the cooler weather, there have also been some stronger winds. So when we have walked down to the beach, we have been able to see some windsurfers, which have actually been really cool. I color coordinated the different areas of workout, upper, lower, and core, as well as different lengths of walks, so I have an idea of how often I either walk for an hour plus or work out my lower body, for example. After that, I move on to my meal plan for the month, and it's structured in the same way as usual. This is also an area where I've struggled a bit more over the summer. I haven't meal prepped as much, mainly because when it's been very hot, we've had lighter meals and salads, and they're quicker to just throw together and doesn't necessarily work great to meal prep for a few days ahead. But hopefully with August coming around, I can come back to planning meals a bit more properly and get back into that routine for the coming autumn. Lastly, I wanted to add a sort of memory page because my daughter turns 9 months this month. When I was pregnant, we did a whole pregnancy photo shoot with a hired photographer, and it's been a nice memory to look back at. I want to do a 9 month out photo shoot as well, but make it a bit more intimate with just the baby, me, and my husband. So I'm gonna have my husband work the camera for me for a bit on the day that baby girl turns 9 months. I love photography myself, and I've done a couple of pregnancy photo shoots for others. So I'm hopeful that I can give him some pointers and guide him in taking some photos of us. We also have a separate photo project where we take a little bit of a more stylized photo each month of the three of us. So this will be a more intimate addition to that. So on this page, I have traced out the proportions of the developed photo that I will be using, and then added some bilberry bushes or vines around the frame. So I go in and paint the berries as I've had through the whole spread, and as well as all of the finer details as well. that done, my setup for August is completed. I hope you all found this setup inspiring. If you did, please give this video a like and maybe me a follow for more setups to come. Stay creative and remember that your bullet journal is yours and there is no wrong way to set it up. Thanks for watching. Bye!